The GH recap for May 24, 2023, has Christina sparring with her sister. The General Hospital recap features Christina. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Corinthos Davis showing off her new project and not getting the best reception from one sister. In this episode, Christina met with Sam and Alexis to discuss her future. Molly told TJ she felt guilty over how serious she let her endometriosis get. Sunny and Carly shared their engagement news with Ava and Avery, while Carly admitted she actually screwed up. Finally, Portia thanked Jordan for all her help, while Curtis asked Drew if he divorced Jordan too soon. Now, let's dig a little deeper into the details. Alexis, Nancy Lee Gran, welcomed Sam, Kelly Monaco, to her home so they could discuss the other Davis girls. While Sam was worried about Christina, Kate Mancy, Alexis was worried about Molly, Haley Polos. Sam admitted that Molly seemed upset at Michael and Willow's wedding, but she never followed up to see what was wrong. Alexis advised that they allow Molly to talk to them about what was wrong in her own time. Sam's concern was about the shelter Christina wanted to run. She thought Christina was biting off more than she could chew, but when Christina arrived with plans for the shelter, she was determined to prove Sam wrong. Christina had a vision for the place, but didn't seem to know what was needed to renovate a whole building. Sam was not impressed, but Alexis did her best to be supportive. Sam tried to give Christina advice, but Christina was only offended by Sam's comments, especially when Sam pointed out that Christina never follows through on her life projects. Perhaps Sam should be more worried about Molly than she is about Christina. At their apartment, TJ, Taj Bello, tried to comfort a distraught Molly as she got ready for work. He wanted her to take the day off, but Molly insisted she had to go on with her life despite her endometriosis diagnosis. TJ wanted to talk about other options to have a child, but Molly didn't want to think about it. He also wanted to know why Molly kept her endometriosis symptoms a secret. When TJ pressed her about how often she felt pain, Molly admitted sex could be painful, but she didn't tell him because she didn't want to give up the intimacy that came with intercourse. She also just assumed her exaggerated period symptoms were normal. She admitted she felt guilty for never getting her symptoms checked out because she allowed the endometriosis to progress to this severe stage. Sunny and Nina celebrated their first morning as a newly engaged couple as Nana admired her ring. Soon, Ava, Maura West, stopped by to drop off Avery, and Avery immediately noticed the ring Nina was trying to hide in her hand. Sunny explained, earlier than he had wanted to, that they were engaged and Avery just wanted to be the flower girl. Eva offered her congrats and worried about Carly's reaction, so Sunny headed over to see his ex and break the news that Carly already knew. When Sunny was gone, Ava chastised Nina for agreeing to marry Sunny when the secret of who turned Carly into the SEC hung over them. Ava reiterated to Nina that her relationship with Sunny would be over for good if Sunny ever learned the truth. Nina decided the only way to fix that was to take the gloves off. Diane, Carolyn Hennessy, and Carly, Laura Wright, met in Carly's kitchen to go over her case. Still, Carly couldn't wait to announce that Nina, Cynthia Watrous, and Sunny, Maury Spinard, were getting married. Carly tried to brush the whole thing off, but had to make sure to go off on Nina first. The subject then turned back to Carly's SEC mess. After Carly repeated her own story, Diane pointed out that in the eyes of the law, Carly broke it and is in trouble. Diane thought that Drew could throw Carly under the bus and claim he didn't know she was buying shares, but Carly balked at that. Instead, Diane suggested that if Carly gave the feds info on Sunny, then they would drop any charges against her. Carly said she would never do such a thing, despite what happened between them. So Diane told Carly she was in big trouble and out of options. Astoundingly, Carly admitted this was all her fault and that she may have to pay for her mistakes. When Carly was finally alone, Sunny walked in the back door because they clearly had much to discuss. Drew, Cameron Matheson, and Curtis, Donald Turner, met up at the boxing gym, and Curtis worried Drew might be upset about the things he said about Carly. Drew didn't seem to care what Curtis said about his girlfriend and just smiled away while he tried to make Curtis feel better. The subject then logically turned to the SEC case, and Drew admitted the feds had a pretty strong case. Drew then asked Curtis to find dirt on Tracy, thanks to his weird idea that blackmailing one of Ned's loved ones would solve all their problems. Curtis's love life was the next topic, and Curtis wondered if he ended his marriage to Jordan too abruptly. Drew felt that Curtis shouldn't even be thinking about Jordan until he figured out his marriage to Portia. When Portia, Brooke Care, saw Jordan, Tanisha Haber, in the hospital halls, she insisted on talking to her. Portia thanked Jordan for helping get Trina back to Port Charles during the Ice Princess caper. She also thanked her for making sure that elevator got stuck so Portia could bring Oz Haggerty out of his coma. It hit Portia that Jordan has always been there to look after her family, and she was grateful. However, Jordan was taken aback when Portia asked her for advice on how to save her marriage. Jordan had no real words of wisdom about Curtis, but she did tell Portia to forgive herself for keeping the truth from Trina all those years.